Becoming a federal firearms licensee, or FFL, is an exciting opportunity for those interested in lawfully engaging in the firearms business. Whether you're looking to start a gun store, manufacture firearms, or become a dealer, the process is straightforward once you understand the key steps. In this video, we'll guide you through the 10 easy steps to becoming a federal firearms licensee. Step 1. The first and most important step is deciding if you want to become a federal firearms licensee. This decision is not just about obtaining a license, it's a commitment to complying with a range of lawful requirements. Before you apply, you should fully understand what's involved in being an FFL holder. You'll be required to follow strict regulations at the federal, state, and local levels related to the storage, sale, transfer, and manufacturing of firearms. It's essential to be well informed about these regulations, as failure to comply can lead to penalties or even the loss of your license. If you're serious about entering the firearms industry, an FFL is the necessary first step. Whether you're opening a gun store, working as a dealer, or looking to build firearms as a manufacturer, this license will enable you to operate lawfully within the firearms business. Step 2. Once you've decided to move forward with the process, the next step is to visit the official website of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, at www.atf.gov. On the site, look for ATF Form 7, which is the application form required to apply for your federal firearms license. A TF Form 7 is available for download directly on their site. It's easy to find, but make sure you're on the official ATF site to ensure you're using the most current version of the form. Once you've located the form, take your time to understand what information is required before filling it out. It's critical that all the information is correct from the outset, as inaccuracies can delay the process or even lead to a rejection. Step 3. Now that you have the form, it's time to complete it. ATF Form 7 asks for important information about your business, including the name of your business, business address, and details about the individuals involved in the business. You'll also be required to provide specific details about your proposed business operations, such as whether you will be selling firearms, manufacturing them, or dealing in other firearms-related products. This is also where you'll need to include the required licensing fee, which can vary depending on the type of license you're applying for. Once the form is completed, double check it for accuracy, then mail it in according to the instructions. It's important to follow the form's instructions closely to ensure the process is as smooth as possible. Step 4. After your application is submitted, it will be reviewed by the Federal Firearms Licensing Center, FFLC. This is the branch of the ATF that is responsible for processing applications and ensuring all forms are complete and accurate. The FFLC will cross-check your application to make sure all necessary information is included. If they find any missing information or errors, they may contact you for clarification or require you to resubmit certain parts of the application. This review period is crucial because any errors or omissions can slow down the overall process. For example, if you forget to submit any required documentation or provide incomplete information, this can lead to delays. The more thorough and accurate your application, the smoother this step will go. Step 5. The next step is one of the most critical in the entire process, a background check. The FFLC will conduct a thorough background check on the responsible persons listed in your application. This typically includes anyone who will be involved in the day-to-day operations of the business, such as owners, managers, and key employees. The ATF needs to ensure that these individuals are law-abiding citizens and have no history that would disqualify them from being involved in the firearms industry. Step 6. Once the background checks are completed, your application will be forwarded to your local ATF field office. This is where the process begins to move from paperwork to in-person actions. At this point, the ATF field office takes over the review of your application and coordinates the next steps. You'll be contacted by an Industry Operations Investigator, IOI, who will guide you through the next part of the process. Step 7. The IOI plays a critical role in the process. They will conduct an in-person interview with you to make sure you understand the responsibilities of being an FFL holder and to ensure that your business complies with all federal, state, and local laws. During the interview, you'll likely be asked questions about your business operations, security measures, and your understanding of the laws governing firearms. Be prepared to show your plans for how you'll comply with these regulations. Step 8. After the in-person interview, the IOI will prepare a report that includes their observations and recommendations. This report will be submitted to their area supervisor, who will make a determination on whether or not they believe you should be granted an FFL. The IOI's role is crucial because they assess the legitimacy of your business and your ability to follow regulations. Step 9. The next step in the process is for the area supervisor to review the IOI's report. The supervisor will assess the recommendation and submit their own findings to the Federal Firearms Licensing Center. The recommendation could either be to approve or deny your application. The supervisor's recommendation is an essential part of the process, and it is taken into consideration when making the final decision. Step 10. Assuming everything checks out, including your background, your business compliance, and all the necessary reviews, the FFLC will approve your application and issue your federal firearms license. This means you are now lawfully authorized to engage in the firearms industry, whether it's selling, manufacturing, or dealing in firearms and ammunition, depending on the type of license you applied for. Once granted, your FFL is valid for 3 years before it needs to be renewed. How long does it take? From start to finish, the entire FFL application process typically takes around 60 days from the time your completed application is received by the FFLC. While the process may be relatively fast for most applicants, keep in mind that delays can occur if any part of your application is missing or requires clarification. To avoid delays, make sure your application is complete and accurate. If everything goes smoothly, you could have your FFL within a couple of months, ready to begin your lawful firearms operations. If you're ready to start your journey as an FFL holder, make sure to visit the ATF website, download the required forms, and get started today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions. Good luck with your firearms licensing journey. We have 3 questions to test your understanding of the FFL process. Question number 1. What key details are required in ATF Form 7 to avoid delays? Question number 2. What does the IOI evaluate during the in-person interview? Question number 3. How do the FFLC and local ATF roles differ in the process?